Hello, this is Paulina from Paulina Art Stuff. And today I'm here for a color along in Aeppol Forest Girls. And let's see how this goes, because this is one of the more challenging color alongs that I can do. And I picked out this page, and we're gonna just get started and try to do this together. So I hope you're ready for this. I picked out my Polychromos pencils. This paper is really slick, so it doesn't really take it that well, but you can still layer it up by just going over it over and over again. So we're still going to use Polychromos like I did with my last piece. So these are the colors that I picked out. They're quite a lot, as you can see, because we've got a lot of tones in there. So I want choice. So that doesn't mean that I'm going to use every single one of them, but yeah, we will see. Because yeah, this is the difficult one for me even as well. So I got all my pencils right beside me. Look, there they are. Ready for me to grab. That's how it looks like when I'm about to start. I just lay out my pencils, put my palette here so you can screenshot it. I would recommend you to use Polychromos for this one and not a different brand, because we're going to layer. And that's not possible with every pencil brand. That's only possible with mostly the oil pencils. So if you've got an oil-based pencils like Colour or something like it, you could also try this out. But there's just so many tones that it might be difficult to match them up. You could try to use the color, what is it? Color palette? Palette kit from Karen, my Colorful Country Life. She opened her website up, and that has conversion charts, or conversion method, I should say. So you could try that if you want something else. I don't know exactly which brand she has in there just yet, but that could help. So let's just get started. So how I tackle these pages is I start with placing shadows. So this is how the artist did it, and that's what we're going to try to recreate. I probably end up with a little bit of a brighter picture, because that's just the way I like to color. So we're going to start with black. Yes, people, we're going to start with black, the scariest of them all. That's what we're going to start with. So let me see how far up I can place my book. Okay, so this is the bottom of the book. So let's grab my black. Like, my black is literally a stump. This is how small it is, because I couldn't even properly sharpen it, as you can see, because that's how small it is. It's literally a stump. So it has literally about that much, right about till there. So once this is gone, it's gone, and we're gonna go to the new one. I'm prepared this time. So let's get started. So I've got this same image on my tablet over there. So I've got a bit of that I can zoom in a little bit and I can see it better, and you know, all that mumbo jumbo. It's not that much bigger, but it's roughly the size of this one. So I can look up and down straight away, like all the time. You want to, like, they already did some shading as well for you, as you can see. But my thing is, you have to learn how to look. So this is your reference. So you have to keep peeking from that one to what you're doing and keep comparing it all the time. That's the trick with these kind of pictures. So we're going to start in the corner, because in this corner it's really dark. So let's see, this is the fish. Is there a fish on my reference? Yes, there is, a dark blue one. So around this fish, it's really dark below it. It seems like, yes, below it. There's darkness here. There's darkness behind it. So I might go a bit quiet with this one, because this is like something that requires a focus face, even for me. What is this? This is not on the picture itself, so no idea what that's supposed to be. So we're just gonna add shadows here. It's difficult to tell, even on the picture. This is a yellow tail. Behind the tail, it's also all dark. So yeah, it's gonna be all in real time, and we're gonna add layer upon layer upon layer. But I like to start with adding in shadow, so I know where my darks are. Let's see, this fish is also a reference point. There should be a highlight here. Just for my reference, it should be a highlight here. It's also what I like to do to recognize the picture more, so I know where to place the shadows. Let's see. This should also be a bit shaded. This is all about values. So it's not about giving the same amount of pressure on every bit. No, certain parts you want a lot darker than others. And this helps me do that, basically. But the shading is also not exactly where I see it on the screen. So it will look a little bit different, but that's all right. I expect that to happen. We're not going to perfectly recreate this anytime soon, but that's all right. Let's see, this is going to be a bit of a gray tone. There's some darkness above this little fishy. Some here. So this is like one of the first things you learn when you're drawing, like looking at your reference and trying to replicate it. And that requires like learning how to see which colors are in a picture, but also which values are in a picture. And with values, I mean like how dark. Is it like really dark or lighter dark? Like you see it is darker here than I did there. And that's what I mean with values. And this is not even thinking in color just yet. This is just the values of the how dark is it. And then above this fish, there's like a really dark bit over here. So this part is the gray brownish part. So we're not going to touch that just yet. We're going to do only the dark bits, like the really dark bits. Just this part. All the way up till about here. And there's another, let's see, makes no sense. This line should not be that low, because this fish is lower. This is the line where, so all of this is dark. I used to do only realistic drawings, and then doing this kind of stuff is like everything you want to know, basically. You have to see where are my shadows all the freaking time, basically. That's all you do at first. And once you've got them in, you've got way more of a reference point for everything else. And then you start building up layer after layer after layer until it's dark enough, or in this case colorful enough. So this part is only doing the shadows one by one. That fish doesn't even light up on the picture at all. There's some dark bits over here. And don't worry about it being completely perfect like the reference. Just scribble it in like I'm doing. Even if it's a bit on the wrong location, it's fine. We'll manage. Let's see what else. There's some dark patches around here. So all of this is dark. This is why I usually don't do these kind of pages as color alongs, because they require a lot of brain power. So I might just do like an hour or so today, and then I will have a break and continue the next day or later in the day, because today it is, what is it today? The 9th of May, and it's still in the morning. It's 11 o'clock roughly. And I'm thinking about going till 12 and then have my lunch break. And then maybe later in the afternoon I can do another session, because this is also tiring for my head, but also for my hands, because it's a lot of pencil work. So yeah, that's why I am not gonna do everything all in one go. I'm just gonna take my time for this one. So we're still working with black. We're still shading in for as far as I can tell, where there should be shadow. This is also a shadow. Let's see, that's the next rock. So this part is really dark. This will also help you recognize what is on this picture when we go in with the next color. So you've got reference points for like, oh, that's the darkest part. So there should be some blue or some purple. And that's why I like to start with the black. Even though everybody always tells you, don't use black, blah, blah, blah. No, I strongly disagree. Like, I understand why, but it works great. So let's just use black anyway. You could also do this with like another dark tone, like an indigo blue or some other dark tone, but I like to do it with black. That's just my preference. I used to do like only black and white drawing, so with graphite pencil. And that's what I used to do, no color whatsoever when I was younger. And I drew animals and like all kinds of things, but mostly animals. And then later down the line, I went for portraits. There should be more darkness over here. It's too light. Let's darken it up a smidge. Otherwise, I don't know. So this part should also be a lot darker. It's really dark in this corner. You see how dark I'm getting? Like really dark. And we're gonna keep going over and over again with more layers. But yeah, that's how I learned how to shape things, because I did graphite pencil drawings all the time. That's how I learned how to draw, basically. I never used to color in coloring books until last year in January, February, about that, around that time. That's when I started coloring in coloring books. And then I saw this one, and I didn't even know her name from this artist, but I knew her work because I liked it a lot. All those years I've loved it, but I never knew who she was until I went into coloring books. Let's see, what is this? This is the grayish tone. Should be a little bit of darkness here. And that's how I found out what the name is of this artist. And ever since, I'm hooked. But for whatever reason, I'm not really coloring in this particular book that much because I want to recreate that picture. And that requires a lot of effort, you know, a lot more than just coloring in one of the Tokumeku books, for instance. That's like a lot simpler for me. So therefore, I don't gravitate towards this one as much, even though I am in love with her art pieces and everything about it, basically. But still, I don't take it up. I don't pick it up every single time because I prefer to do the easier ones. Not that I don't enjoy this, but this takes so much energy out of me that sometimes you have to pick your battles, as I call it. Oh, spastic. Yeah, I sometimes have spasms, so I just do like, or I even flip this in the air. And that's also the reason why I shouldn't do this as much, because like copying it this closely or trying to takes a lot of brain power. And that's where the problem for me lies with my illness. My brain, when it's over triggered or has too much to do, it will just say like, yeah, no more. Here you go, you have a seizure. Good luck. Let's reset this computer. That's basically what it does when I do too much. So doing this sometimes is too much for my brain. And then it triggers seizures or spasms or stuff like that. So I have to be careful not to focus too much for too long. And that's also the reason why I don't color this book as much, let alone do color alongs, because that's even worse, because then you have to focus even more. Let's see, there should be shadow here. But yeah, I feel good enough to do this because it's still early in the day. And that's usually when I'm at my best. Like maybe my voice is a bit like crooked and like I just woke up. You just have to deal with it, okay? But that is because I just woken up not too long ago. I slept in today. So I woke up about 9:15 or something, like 9:30, something like that. But I didn't get up until 10. I was like, screw this. I'm going to look at my phone. I'm just going to lay down. and relax a little bit more. So that's what I did. And then I had my breakfast, and now I'm coloring with you guys. So I was like, I need to be fresh and ready for this. So I'm not sure if I continue today or if I'll continue tomorrow or the day after. It all depends on how I feel. But yeah, it takes a lot of time, these pictures. So expect this to be a long one, because I'm gonna see if I can do it all in one big like video. And then you can just skip around with timestamps, hopefully. At least that's my goal. And then we will see what happens. Let's see. That's that corner. You see how much darkness we have now compared to that side? That is without. That is with all the darkness. It's slowly taking shape. But yeah, when you look back and forth, that's how you do this. So there should also be some darkness above this little bit. Like right about here. And then this part is fine the way it is, I think. There's some darkness here that isn't even indicated in the picture at all. So we're now going to cross over to the other side, as you can see. There is some darkness here. Just going to slowly make our way throughout the picture. Maybe you want to be even more zoomed in. Let's see if we can do that. No, I can't move my camera too much to the bottom, so I can only move my book up, but otherwise you can't see the overview, because you need an overview to like compare with your reference. That's the thing. I might even put it here on screen so you can reference it while we do this. I'm not sure yet how to do it, because it's a bit complicated. Also with editing. We'll see. I'll make it work, people. I will make it work. Alright, there's a lot of darkness about here, which they already indicated a little bit, but I don't understand why this is white. You know, it's all dark on my picture. So screw this white bit. Get out of my picture. This should all be dark. This is like the hard work, doing the shadow. Once we've got this down, we're gonna come in with color, which will be much more exciting. Let's see. These are overlapping. I have to really look now. 1 second. There's also a rock behind here that isn't drawn in. Okay. This one should be more rounded. This one, let's see, how low is it? It's that shape. Then we need another rounding, roughly like here. And then we got the fish. Alright, something like this. Yeah, they made it even more difficult by placing the shadow in the wrong spots. I can't stand it when they do stuff like that. That they give you grayscale, but it's not completely the same as the illustration. And then my head's like, no, this is not correct. Stop it. Stop it. Like they're missing fish over here. Like there should be 1, 2, 3 here. There's only one here. Like where are the other 3? You know what I mean? Like my head is like, where are they? There should be more fish over here and more here. And where are they? That's why this is so hard. Let it go, Pauline. Move on. Thank you. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And that's why I get confused. Like, where are my fish? They're not there. That's the answer. They're not there. Which is fine. But now I know that they're not there. This is the other fish. Should be a bank over here. And all of this should be really dark. I'm not really pressing that hard, but I'm just going over it over and over again to make it even darker. That's my cat. Yeah, like, why are there lines that are not correct? Get out of my view. It confuses me having a line there. Nay, BB. She wants to jump up. You're distracting me. Nay, BB. Nay. That's my cat. Yeah, please move. Move, move, move. Thank you. Oh my goodness, that's the camera. Yeah, that was my cat. I've got my camera so low that she bumped into it. It's not her fault. She's tiny, but not that tiny. Poor thing. She doesn't even know what's happening. Darkness above the fish. I was doing this part. Once we got this down, I think we're gonna add in some blues and purples, like the dark blue and purple. At least I'm hoping we can do that. Let's see, this part should be really dark. It's so difficult to see exactly what's going on, so I'll just make it all dark. Okay, let's have another look. This part should be darkest. This is like that sandbank that you see, or sandbank, rock bank. And then this corner is also quite dark, I should say. Let's see. These are the brown ones. There's really a lot of darkness in between them. So let's add that in. And this side is also really dark. This whole corner. Can't really tell. Let's see. Got cat hairs everywhere. Let me put something below it so I can go off the page with my pencil. Alright, where were we? Should be some darkness here in the rock. Like, when you don't know exactly what to do, you can also just make it up a little smidge, you know? It doesn't have to be perfect. Unless that's what you want. I'm not going for perfection, I'm going for the same look, basically. And roughly the same amount of shadows on the same spots. Doesn't mean that it's gonna be that way, you know? It's not gonna be perfectly the exact same. That's not what I'm doing. I just want to color it so it looks the same. But, yeah. As long as I take my time for this step, we should be good. Let's see, this is also light bits. Should be some darkness next to this. You can't rush this. This just takes however long it takes. What is this? There are small fishies over here. This is the bottom. That's a rock. That's a rock. Something is missing. There should be a line over here. Not sure. Something about this. too much. It's too much. Okay. Let's see what else we've got. That is light. We're being cut off because there's on the original there's a lot more over here. So let's just darken this up. Darken this bit up. So I know roughly where every bit ends. This is the inside, should be dark. I'm just comparing and looking where I think it needs more. I think this part I want just completely dark. I also want some dark bits below it. Something like this, I think. Just a little smidge more, and then we're gonna do something else. They only shaded one half of the rock. The other half is just gone. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave the black for now. So we're gonna put the black away. That's all the black. It's so boring, isn't it? Half an hour of black. Oh my goodness. We're gonna go for what I see in the picture, which you can't see. I will put it down here. Next to the really dark, like this fish is really like more of like this kind of blue, but also with a bit of purple in it. Like it's a really dark blue with a yellow tail. Excuse me. And in the background behind it, there's some purple and dark blue. So I think I'm gonna go in with this tone, the really dark purple. That's 137. Blue violet. That's the one I'm gonna grab. And we're gonna bring it in where I see it on the picture. So again, this is again putting in shadows, but now with this tone. So wherever I see this tone, which is this one, I will go in. So as far as I can tell, there's some over here. Let me see. It's like a mixture between purple and a bluey tone and something like this. It's like a mix. So it's really difficult to tell, but I'm going to add it in as an undertone so it will shine through. So on all the dark bits, I want to add it in. Let me see. I want to start on this rock. So yes, we're going over the black. And this is why you can't do this with wax pencils, because it doesn't work the same. You need oil pencils for this. Maybe we should color in those stupid fish, because they get in the way of me thinking about what we're doing. You hear the problems in my head. But I repeat this process that we're doing right now. I repeat this like so many freaking times during coloring a picture like this. So it's not just, oh, one time and we're done. No, you just keep adding and adding and adding. And that's what makes it so difficult to just finish one like this. This needs a lot more darkness eventually. Come on. My pencils is making sounds. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just going straight over the black. Just adding it in on the dark bits. And just slowly continuing wherever I feel like there should be some. And that's how I keep adding on and on and on. Let's see, that fish also has some on him. You also get some, little fella. This whole section looks a bit purpley, so I'm gonna just color it all. Just give it a light tone, all of this. Because it feels like there's like this shade of purple on this rock over here. So I'm just adding it in. This feels more like blue tones. There's some more blue over here. This shadow feels purple. As you can see, I'm just looking back and forth on the reference picture and then towards the coloring page and see like, oh, this shadow looks a bit purpley, this looks a bit purpley, but this is not the only tone that we're gonna lay down, because when we get in with the blue, we're doing this all over again. And by layering it up, it also gets a particular look that I want. And that's why we're doing it this way. Maybe I regret my decision of doing this one as a color along. We'll see. No, I think it's good to do something more difficult for a change, you know, let you see how my process of doing stuff like this goes. And maybe it is too difficult, I don't know. But if so, then so be it, because this is not for everyone, I think. But at least I wanted to give you also one of these, because I had a request for Aeppol. And I thought, let's just do this one while it's mermaid, because then I like to color stuff like this. So yeah, like once mermaid is over, I don't want to necessarily color underwater pictures. So, and since this one is not the easiest one, I thought, let's do it. That's why I wanted to do this one today. All right, let's go to this side. You can barely tell what we're doing, you know, don't we? I'm trying. You really have to trust the process with stuff like this and just keep going, keep layering. And yes, I'm not using a lot of pressure, but I will go over this probably another so many times before it is done. And by then we've used probably like 4 or 5 colors on each section. So don't worry if it looks not great at this point. That's not what it meant to be. Like, you can't expect to go over it once and be done. This requires layering and time. And that's why I'm showing it to you color by color, so you understand like what it will look like in between each stage. Maybe that helps with visualizing what it should look like every single time. It might make it a little bit easier to replicate as well. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it, but this is how I always have done it. Building it up. Let's see, there should be also some more purple underneath here. Around this fish. Okay, I think it's also time to switch to a different tone. Because I think we've got most of the purple. Like, there's also some purple up here in the water, but we're not touching the water. We're just touching the rocks for now, because they are the most time intensive. Like, the blue of the water is less intricate, basically. So now I'm going to switch to a, let's see, what else do we have in the rocks? We have a gray brown tone. I think I'm going to go for the dark indigo. I think that's dark indigo. Yeah, dark indigo 157. A really dark blue we're going to use now. And I'm going to again go over the really dark bits. So I'm also going to go over this rock this time around. Adding it in where the darkest shadows are. Building it up. It's like a glazing technique, you know, like with watercolor you can do a glazing. With oil painting you can do the same technique, like glazing a color on top of each other, layer after layer. And because you've got under layers, it becomes something else every single time you add another layer. And that's basically the same technique that we're using right here. Adding layer upon layer so that new colors get created. That's all this is. Building it up. As you can see, I'm giving everything a color now, except for the fish. It will come to life. Like now, right now we're in the rough stage, as I call it. But once we've done this for a couple of colors, you can really see it becoming like what we want it to be. Instead of just like, what the hell is this? Just scribbles. And yeah, this requires a lot of patience and a lot of layers. Let's see. We might even need some more purple in the end as well. For now, I'm gonna leave it the way it is. The only problem that I have with my polychromos is that we do not have a light lavender color in the set. But I know we're going to get one once the new set comes out. Let's see, there's rocks here. So yeah, I'm patiently waiting, or impatiently waiting for the new colors to arrive, because then I'm finally going to have my light lavender color. I can't wait. Yeah, I think I want to do some fish after this layer, so that they pop more, so I know where not to shade with my colors. So we're gonna finish this one up. We've done this side, we've done a little bit in the middle, would like some over here. This rock is also cut off from the picture. I'm gonna do some of the yellow fish in a second, so they pop more, so my eyes are like having a bit of a less rough time looking at this picture. Because that is why I've got difficulty seeing where I need to color. Because I can't see the difference that easily from the reference till this one. Because I can't really see the fish. Because they are nice reference points. So that's our next step. We're gonna do some yellow fish. Going over all of this part. Alright, I think that's good enough for now for the dark indigo. We're gonna do some yellow, because all of those fish, those tails and such, they're all yellow. So I'm gonna start with that really bright one, 106. And I'm gonna use it really lightly, so that we just recognize where they are on the page. That's my goal here, not to color them precisely, right, like I want them, but so I can recognize them, because there's one over here with a yellow fin. There's a yellow fish here. So where I see bright yellow on my picture, I color it in, like so. You don't have to press hard, just a little bit. This fish is yellow. I color it in the tail, dark tones, unfortunately. There's a little bit in the middle. There should be something here. A fin, another fin. This one has an orange tail, but I will give him a little bit of yellow anyway. This little fella has some yellow. This one has a yellow tail. And that's how we'll go through the page, just adding in the yellow where I see it. And this fish has some on the top. There are like lots of tiny fishes, but they don't really seem to have a lot of yellow. This one maybe a little smidge. Just so that I see them. Let's see. We're not gonna go too far up, but I just want it all the way up till about her, you know? So I know roughly where to look. Okay, that one. Go back down again. Some orange fish. I think we might have to do the fish first, so that we know where we are up to. I think that will help me out with figuring out this picture, because it's so many fish. So many tiny fish. This one is like completely yellow. There should be a whole flock of fish here. There's none on the picture. You see what I mean? Like, where are the fish here? There are some here, but they're just not drawn in at all. Yeah, that's like, no. There's no, people, no. Okay, I think that's enough for the yellow for now. Let's also do some orange for those fish. So for that one, I'm gonna pick that tone, 113, which is this one. Let me put you back. 113 is orange glaze. And I'm just gonna put a light layer on it, so I know this fish is gonna be orange. This will also help us out with coloring everything else on the page. So we will recognize where is which element. That's why I'm doing it. There should be an orange fish here. Should be an orange fish here, here. I'm just gonna color in blobs so I know where there should be fish to help me out. There should be one over here. I think it might be this one. And this one. That one I've got no clue. Probably blue. And this is an orange fishy. That one has maybe a little smidge. That one is orange. And this one. I think that's about it for that one. All right, a light blue is next. I think I would like this one, 145. That's this one. Is that light enough? No, we want even lighter, 154. Light phthalo blue, light turquoise, something. I don't know. There's no name on it. I will look it up. You'll see it on the screen. But I'm just gonna outline the fish with this tone. See what I mean? I'm only doing the outside of the fish. Same with this one. So I know what they are. That's a dark fish. There should be some blue ones over here. This one is dark blue. This one is a striped fish. There's just no stripes on it. We'll add those in as well in a second, just to make it easier on my eyes next time around. There's a light tone next to this fish. Well, let's add in a little bit. This fish is light. That one was light. There should be one here. This one has a little bit. Like this one has the stripes. Why doesn't that one has one? Like why? I don't get it sometimes with these pictures. Did they forget to add in stripes? I think this should be pretty good. Okay, let's add in those stripes with a dark indigo again. 157 dark indigo. We're gonna add in some stripes. And this one has stripes too. Let's see, one over here, one right about here, and one next to his fin. Something like it. Okay, that now pops. Let's also give this one a little bit of darkness next to the queue, fin, whatever you call it in English, that part, so we can see the fish shape better. But yeah, it's not like one color and go. You need to think about every shaded bit of every fish, every item, everything basically. This fish is really like a dark blue, so I'm gonna add in more indigo blue on these stripy bits so I can recognize the fish better. So it's a really dark fish. Same with this one. You can barely tell in the picture that it's there. And there you go. You see, now they pop. Now you see them instead of that they're just like gone. There should be also a really dark fish over there that just falls away into the background. Just give it a little bit. This should be a lot darker. It's too light. And that's how you see what you're missing every single time you come back in. You're like, this is too light. And this will probably happen a few more times. That I think stuff is too light and I go back in and I just keep adding on. That's the thing with adding in the other colors. So you recognize what is too light and what is too dark. That's how I like to do it. All right, I think that's enough for the fish. Let's do... what shall we do? Let's do a darker blue. I want to do that one, 120. So that is this one, which is ultramarine. Because I see that tone, like this tone, you see a lot on over here. So that's why I'm going to add that in first, because it looks very similar with the tone that is used on the bottom. So we're going to add in a layer. Yes, perfect. This is the tone I want. As you can see, I'm going over everything. Wherever I see that light blue on the picture, that's where I try not to go over. Because I don't want to layer it up over there just yet. It will come to life slowly but surely. So I'm also coloring in a little bit of the shadow next to the rocks. As you can tell. Going a little bit higher than we were before. But I don't want to go too high. Let's just finish roughly there. Yes, it's messy. I don't care. Let's also do it over there. Tiny smidge. But as you can see, every time we go over a part, it just feels faded once you've done it. At first you think like, wow, that's a lot of color. And then it's like, gone. No more color. And that's why you keep adding and adding and adding. It's literally the reason why. And at some point it will start to look good. And this is still not the point where it starts to look good. Maybe to you it does, but to me this is still ugly face. Okay. So at some point we have to put some more pressure on our pencil because it won't take anymore, but it's not there yet. We can still do it with light pressure. Just got to keep moving the pencil around. If you have the American version of this book, yeah, you might not be able to do it this way. I don't know, because that paper is really thin, so it might not work as well. You could always try. I don't think it will be a success, but maybe you can make it work. Never say never. I used to draw on printer paper, so everything is possible, I guess. Okay, yeah, that looks really good already. You can really start to feel the essence of it. Okay, I think we're missing more purple over there and over here, but let's leave that for now, I think. Maybe, do I want more purple for now? Yes, I do. Okay, let's go back to the 137 blue violet, because I think there's missing a lot of purple tones over there. Especially over there. Like this part looks pretty good, but on this side, like this part, yes. But here, no. Needs more. It needs more of the purple. Going around the fish. Making it a lot darker. Oh. Something like this, I think. Okay. I think that's better. Let me take a sip of my drink and then I'll have a look what else I would like to add today. And then we'll continue. Alright, I had a little bit of a drink and we're gonna continue a little bit more. I think we're gonna do like more of the light blue. So I think we're gonna need that one for now. Yes, I think that one, 154. The light potato turquoise, whatever the hell it is, that one. My favorite blue, basically. And I'm gonna add it in where I see this light blue patches on the bottom, on the seat bottom, the seat floor. Just gonna add it in. It will basically go on all the highlighted bits that you see this kind of shade. Just gonna blend it into each other this time around, so we're not being as precise, just going over what we've done and blending it in, smooshing it in basically for a nice tone. See how beautiful that looks? And this type of coloring is something you learn by just doing it over and over again, trying to replicate something. And then books like these are perfect for learning how to copy things, because you've got a reference picture in the Korean version, that is, and also in the Japanese version, I believe. So then you can practice. The same with the Fennec Fox Sogumi. There will be a English version by the end of July. So that is also perfect for like getting this skill, copying what they have done. That's how you learn to see. Then you see what colors are where on your picture. And once you know how it works and where the colors are, you learn how to place your color on the spaces you want that tone. Because right now you're like, how the heck are you even seeing this? Which colors you need? How do you pick this? It's just experience. It really is. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And I've been coloring with polychromos pencils for years and years and years. Just remember that. Like, yes, I started coloring in coloring books last year. It's in February of last year. But I've been coloring my entire life. Like, I started as just coloring with graphite. And then I started coloring with colored pencils, like just a cheap brand, like Brownsail or something like that. That's what I had as a kid. That's what I started out with. And yes, they're not the same as this, but you could still do a lot with those as well. And I've learned to color with them. And then I stepped over to Derwent Soft Color. I wasn't a fan of those. They were a bit too scratchy for my liking. And then I upgraded to polychromos, and I've never looked back. I've been in love with them ever since. So I'm used to having to do tons of layers and layers and layers with this, because I literally grew up with it, basically. Like, yes, I was already in my teenage years when I got in these. I think I was about 18, between 18 and 20 years old when I got in my polychromos. But remember this, I colored every single day. Hours upon hours upon hours. So this is not a skill that you develop in just a week or so. Like, if you put in a lot of time and color every day for a couple of hours and keep going, then yes, you might learn it after like half a year or so, a couple of months, depending on your learning curve. But it's definitely doable. You know, you can learn this, but it needs time. You need hours and hours of practice. And this might be a bit too tricky for most. It might not be your starting off point. But that's literally the trick of it. Learning how to look for the colors that are there, looking where the shades are, and just keep practicing. That's all it is. It really is. So don't get discouraged if you see this and you're like, oh, I could never do that. Maybe not right now, but you could try. And you won't learn without trying. That's why I always say, just keep trying, keep trying. You have to put in the time to learn. This will not just like be like, poof, you've got talent and now you can do it. Like, talent gives you a head start, as I call it. But you still have to put in the work to get better. You're just already a step ahead of the other people, as if you're starting the race halfway through. And yes, that is the case with people with talent, but it doesn't mean that they don't have to push and learn just like everybody else. They are just having a head start. But in the end, they still have to put in the same amount of hours from a certain point onwards to learn everything else that is there to learn. So now I'm also going a bit higher up, as you can see. So don't feel discouraged if you're not here yet, that you can't do this just yet. Just keep trying. Like, if this is something you love to do, it's just practice. Keep going. Even if you have a whole book like this and you fuck up every single page, it means practice. So if you need 2 copies to have a practice book, just to keep going and going and trying, there's nothing wrong with that. There literally is nothing wrong with that. Just keep going. I actually think that's actually one of the better ideas, to just keep practicing. Okay, I'm gonna do just a base layer of this blue all around this area. And the pressure is really light, like I'm holding it really lightly. So it might look like I'm doing this, but I don't. I just got a really light pressure and I just let the pencil slide over the paper and making this motion. And that's how I'm gonna fill up this entire section. And we got all these fish again. Okay. A little bit more on this side. I'm starting to get tired, so I think after I've done this color, I'm gonna have my break, and then next time we will continue. This probably will take 2 or 3 more sessions of this amount of time, probably. I'm not sure actually. Maybe not. We have already done quite a lot. Like this is 1/3 of the page, maybe even a little bit more. So I think we will be fine if we continue next time around. But I will leave it here for today because I'm getting tired. I can feel it. Like you see, my hands are starting to move. I'm getting shaky, as I call it. That's the first sign that I have to stop. Otherwise I get spasms and I will have seizures. So this is my cutoff point for today, and I will see you hopefully later today, and otherwise maybe tomorrow, and we will continue on this lovely page. So I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, and I'm back. It is now later in the afternoon, and I would like to continue on our Aeppol page. So this morning I did some shading. It's definitely not dark enough. It's still really faded, but we could make it a faded look all around. That is a style you could go for, but I like to add even darker layers if I'm capable. So that is exactly what we're gonna do right now. So we're gonna continue where we left off. Let me push my pencils. Let's see, what should I do? I need the freaking space. Give me more space. Okay, I'm gonna put them to the right of me instead of to the left because I need space here. Let's see if I can move it even further. Yes, I can. Because now I can move my book to all sides basically. So up, down, left, right. I need the space. Okay, I can move freely. Thank you. All right, so this morning we did this. We did a bit on the fishies. We did a little bit of blue. So I'm going to go over all of this again, but this time we're going to use brighter colors. So we're going to go for like blues like these, even more purple, because I think we're still missing some purple shades. So I'm going to start again with the purple. You think? Do I? No. What I instead going to do is I'm going to take that one to brighten it up, because this is perfect, but I also need a little bit of a pinky purple, and in order to do that I'm going to go in with the fuchsia 123, and we're just going to add on top basically. So when I look at my reference picture, which I will place up on the screen over here, I can see over here there is some pink in the picture. So I'm just going to color over it. I'm also gonna save my picture. Hold up 1 second before I forget to save my picture as a reference for on the screen. And I'm just gonna add it where it's supposed to be. So that does make it a lot darker, but that is what I want anyway. So it's there. Then I also see some on the left underneath the blue fish. Is it this one? It is this one. There's some pinkish color over here, purpley pink. There's some a little bit lower, but those are the fishies. Okay, so color over the fishies. Then there's some in between these two fish. So I'm searching for little purpley pink patches, and I'm just adding them on. Like there should be a really light lavender pink purple over there, but I don't have that, so I'm just gonna make it pink instead. Same here, and the same underneath this fish. So this area also has some pink tones. Something like that, I think. Let's see, do I have anything else? Like this middle section with the coral, it has some pinkish tone like on it, but not really dark. Like I'm just gonna shade it in because I don't want to use too much brown and like blue tones, so I'm just gonna use pink as a color on these bushes because I like it. And I'm gonna do a little bit on these. So that's not correct with the picture, but I really don't care. I just like it. That's like freedom to do whatever you want. I can change things if I want to, and I'll choose to do that on this little bit. Okay, I also know that she has pink shoes. This fish also seems to have some pink. So let's add it on. Let me look once more. Yeah, the shoes are definitely some pink. So let's add it on the shoes. Mm-hmm. Brilliant. Might be a bit too dark, but I don't mind. I love that tone. So that's her shoes done. And then on her skirt, there's some light pale lavender pinky tone. So I can't really use this, but I am going to use them in the shaded area. So this part. There should be another fold here and another one here. And then I also need a little bit on the left for shading, and underneath her fish tank, whatever it is, fishbowl. I think that is enough. And then underneath the skirt, I'm also going to add some in, so that when we do layer up later, it will hopefully become a little bit violet. Hopefully. Okay, that's enough for the fuchsia. Then I'm gonna take a darker blue. So we did it still really light, all of this, but I think we really need to go more for like this or that. So I'm gonna start with 145, which is this lovely tone, which is light phthalo blue. So that's what I'm gonna start with. And I'm just gonna add it on top, like another layer. We're gonna add layers. So you can see it's pretty, like, it's not sharp, but it is sharp, you know. So if it's too dull, this will not work that well. You need it to be sharper to actually have a little bit of a tooth on the paper. Otherwise it will just not grab at all. I also like to make circular motions so that it's more equal of the amount of pigment that I add on. I really do like the amount that I'm getting right now. Yeah, maybe a little smidge more next to her leg. And I'm gonna go over all of this. I'm having trouble holding it. Hold up. Let me just put it in here. Screw that tool. Get out. I want it in this one because then I've got more grip. I could feel it slipping out of my hand every time that my strength would just go away. That's why I've got this thingamabobby over here. So I'm just gonna color over all of this area, this entire foreground section. Just gonna keep coloring over it. We need a darker tone over there, but first I'm gonna do it with this one, and then we'll add the next tone on top. And in this way you create really gorgeous colors because you keep layering it. And it's gorgeous. The result is gorgeous. I think after this session you will go out of the ugly phase into the, oh, it's looking quite good already phase. And that's what this is going to do today. Well, at least this part, hopefully. I was thinking like maybe I should finish it up or try to film again tomorrow, but in case I wasn't able to right now. But I actually woke up quite okay, and I was really tired before I went to bed, so I wasn't sure if I would make it to do another session today, but I was like, yeah, okay, I feel better than expected, so let's go. Let's do a little bit more while I'm still able to. So that's why I'm back today for another coloring session. And I'm trying to do, again, just an hour. Not to overdo it for myself. And then hopefully we've got at least the rocks done. And then maybe tomorrow, if I'm able to, I would like to do the water. And maybe a little bit on the girl. I want to save her till last, basically. That's how I like to do it, because all of this in the background is the boring part, in my opinion. But it takes the most time. It's the most time consuming. And I've got a cat hair in my mouth. Ugh. 1 second. Okay, hopefully that's gone now. That was disgusting. I just had a cuddling session with my cat, so that's probably the reason why. Oh boy. Okay, let's darken this up. So as you can see, we've already gone over this like 4, 5 times. I lost count, but many times, let's just say it like that. So yeah, you can imagine how long this would take if you have no clue what to do, basically. Because at least I know what I would want to do. Like, but for you, this might be like, what is she doing now? What should I do? So I can imagine how long this might take you guys to do. If you have no clue what to do, that is. So yeah, let me know if you do happen to follow along. Let me know, how long did it take you? I'm curious. I know that when I'm not filming, I go in like this hyper focus mode when I color stuff like this. And I just go faster and faster and faster, and I just don't stop. And that's also my downfall, because I need to have breaks in between. Because I know my head can't handle it. But when I'm not talking, I definitely go in some kind of trance or something, and I'll just keep coloring and coloring and coloring, and I just don't stop. I just don't. That's what I used to do when I was still able to draw all day. That's what happened back then as well. So that's why I'm, if I'm coloring on my own, I put like an alarm or something, you know, so I don't sit here for too long. But lately I have not been like doing that, because I've been feeling good enough to know when to stop. And plus I usually listen to YouTube. So whenever a video ends, that's when I check the time. And then the next one rolls around and I check it again. And if I'm tired, I can stop on time. But when I'm filming, I don't have that reminder like, oh yeah, your video is done. Like, no, I'm the video now. I'm the one talking to myself. So yeah, that's a bit more tricky for me. Like now it's starting to look like something. See what I mean? Still not exactly where I want it to be, but it's getting there. It's getting there. There is actually a English version coming out later this year of Aeppol's third book, Moments Wholly for Yourself, I think it's called. But it's really confusing, like when you see those listings, because they say like, yeah, 15 new pages, new artworks to color, blah blah blah. Well, it's in fact just a reprint of an already existing book, but then an English edition, which are not the best. Yeah, they're like printed paper, like no thank you. So if you have the chance to get either a Japanese one or a Korean one, I mean, either one of those is already 10 times better than the English ones. You don't want the English one because you don't get the picture, and the paper is just so thin. It makes no sense to me why you would publish it that way. It's a waste, in my opinion. But yeah, just so you know, it's not a new book, the one that comes out later in the year. That is an English edition. It's number 3. It's the third one, Moments Wholly for Yourself. That's the one that's being printed in an English edition. Just so that you are aware. Not that you think, oh, it's a new one, let's get it. No, 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 it's not a new one. It's a different book in a different jacket, basically. This fish is blue. Keep going over everything, as you can see. Okay, let's also do some on the left. This fish will become really dark. So So I'll already give it some highlights. And then we can do the rest with the lighter tone. Let's see, same with this one. Let's give it a highlight. While we're at it with this color. Give or take, something like this, I think. Okay, let's keep going. I think I want the darker tone on the black. For now, I'm just gonna use it at the lighter areas that are not so light anymore. Same with this part. This part is already quite dark. Maybe shouldn't have been like there should be a highlight somewhere here, but I just smooshed it to death. So it's gone. It's okay, I don't really mind. The focus is the girl. So even if it's not completely correct with the reference, I do not mind it at all. But I do acknowledge that I messed it up. Yep. That's on me. Let's add some on this side as well. And this is why you need oil-based pencils, so that you can layer on top of everything you do. Layer on layer on layer. Because that's what I love to do in this book. Keep going until I get the right shade and the right darkness. Alrighty, I think I'm gonna switch to a different tone. Like now, once I've done this, it already looks flat again to me. I'm too picky, I guess. Okay, let's put it back in here. There we go. Put it back in my stack. Okay, I want a brighter blue, so we're gonna go for that one. 110. We're gonna make some fireworks. Let's do this. 110. It's this one, phthalo blue. Gorgeous blue color that I really like, but I don't really use that often. I use it, as you can see, but not that often. All right, now we're gonna go for the view one, the big guns. I'm gonna darken it up. Everything that's supposed to be darker, we're gonna color over. Make it even darker. And this is why it's so important that we did the shading first, so that you get all the color on top. And it will look really pretty, because if you do the black last, you don't get the same effect than when you start with it. That's why I always start with either black or another dark tone to shade everything. Gorgeous. I love it already. Like this is the moment, once I go over it with darker shades, that's when it starts to come alive. And when you really see what you've been working for all along. Because you just build it up slowly, layer after layer after layer. But this is the moment when you really see the payoff. All the layers you call it underneath. Because before this moment you just don't see it at all. Yeah, whatever, something like it. It's not correct. This part is just not correct at all with the reference, but it is what it is. I get annoyed when it's not correct. That's just me. Beautiful. We have not done this part and like nothing on this part at all actually. So let's do a bit more. This fish should be dark blue as well. So let's add it on. And because there's no black underneath, it becomes really vibrant, this fishy. Beautiful, don't you think? Yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm gonna make this entire corner dark. You don't have to go in the same direction as you always do. You can just switch it up to cover more ground. As you can see, go over it in a different direction for the second coat and the third coat. Just keep going. Okay. I think that's good enough. Let's continue to the left a little smidge. At some point you also should just say it's done and just stop layering, because you can endlessly lay this, but this already looks much better with a few more colors on top of it. And that's what I wanted. So I think this might be enough already, like once I've done this shade on everything. And maybe I want a little bit more, but not much. Like I also don't want to endlessly add on. Good is good enough. Okay, this fish is also this nice like warm blue. So let's add it on. I am gonna leave a highlight. Gorgeous fishy. He's a beautiful fishy. This one as well. Something like this, I guess, is good enough. Like I made this part a lot darker than what it should be, but that's because I want the contrast with the foreground and the background. I know that the placement of the shadows are not correct in the slightest, but I don't care. It's about the look. It's not about perfection. And that's what you should also say to yourself. Like, yes, you could spend hours and hours on a page like this, and still it won't be perfect. And it will take you probably weeks before you do actually get it perfect. And you might want to erase and start again, and so on and so forth. But for me, that's not what this is about. I would like to enjoy it as well. So this is then good enough, you know? Spending hours and hours shading is also not my favorite thing to do. So therefore, like, this part should have a highlight, and that does bug me a little bit, but I am not gonna change it. Instead, I'm just gonna make a little bit like multiple darker sections to make it a little bit more alive, which works just as well. I think it does work really well. There's also all kinds of bubbles on the reference pictures next to the fish, so that would be a nice addition in the end with some white paint pen or gel pen, whatever you've got. So that's something we will do at the end once we finished coloring everything. Let's see. This is also a nice blue fishy. Let's also give this little fella some color. Gorgeous. I like coloring the fishies. Beautiful. This one also has bright blue. I love it. Yes, that brings a smile on my face, seeing the fishies colored. Yep. Thank you, fishy. Okay, am I being... Yes, I'm missing some parts over here. Forgot some. Officially, it is supposed to be a bit more like grayish tones as well, but I don't want it. I don't want that over here. That's a fish. It's a light blue fish. Okay. I think I'm almost happy with the exclamation point at almost. Yes, let's leave it like this with this color. We're gonna do some more on the seaweed or whatever it is. I want to use that brown tone, the 182, which is called brown ochre. That's the one we're gonna use on the coral. And this one has quite a bit more orangey tone like right here. But I'm just gonna spread the love a little bit all over it. Just a tiny smidge. Same with this one, just a tiny smidge. I don't want to add too much with this tone on it, but just so there's more variation than just the pink that we did earlier, because there are light tones on it and I don't want to make it like too much. All right, that one is beautiful. And then I'm gonna take the 119, that one, and it is called light magenta. I'm gonna use that on top. Put some shading on it. So yes, we're making it purple pink. And we're also doing that a little smidge on these mushroom thingies. And then I'm gonna come back in with a muddy blue. Which one do we want? I think we can get away with that one. It's a dark one, so be careful not to press too hard. Let's see, is it this one? No. This one, probably. 246, Prussian blue. It's too dark of a shade to actually do this, but if you press really lightly, it can work. So I'm just gonna lightly layer on the outside where I want my darkest bits. Like so. Giving it some depth. Not too much, just a smidge. Same on this one, just a smidge. And that's all it takes for me that I'm happy with. Okay, let's brighten up the fish a little bit because they're really like bleh. So let's take the red tone. We're gonna go for the firework. 121 Pilgrimsblik. And I'm gonna do the orange fish. So I'm gonna go over, add some red on the bottom for all the fishies that are orange. There are all kind of fishies over here on the picture, but not on the drawing. So I'm just gonna pretend that they're there. Just making little blobs so that your eye thinks they're fish, even though they were not drawn in. That's how I like to do it. Let's also do it some on these fishies that are actually drawn in. Those are like not even existing. Again, non-existing fish. Okay, let's color the big one. I want it on the bottom, on the top, next to the fin. Where's the other one? There was one more. This one and that one. So even though they're orange fishies, I'm using red as an undertone. This one has a fin, but it's... Oh, that's that one. Alright, I was like, where is his fin? Where is it? This one can use a little smidge. That one on his tail, but it's gone. The tail is gone. It's okay. Let's move you up a little smidge. Oh, but it's already in view. Why would I? Let's put you back. Like those fish that I want to color are in view, which are these ones. So let's layer some red on these as well. These beautiful clownfish. I really like these. The fishies are also exciting. Nope. And this is also a clownfishy. There are just fish missing. There should be one over there. I'm getting so annoyed. Now, where are my fish? It's okay. I'll survive. I'll survive. Just stop bugging yourself, Pauline. There should also be one here, but I'm just gonna make it this one instead. And one right here in the middle. Those don't exist. That one doesn't exist. And then all the way here on top, this one is like a yellowy orange. I'm gonna give him some. And then this one has some orangey yellow. These ones are too yellow, so no thank you. Okay, let's get back to the bottom and let's switch the tone. No, we're not switching just yet. I want a little bit on this area. Warm it up a tiny smidge because I like it. Just want to warm it up so that when I go over with the blue tones, it becomes more of the shade that I wanted. And a little bit maybe on the sleeves, just a tiny smidge. Also want some blushies. Let's already do some of the blushy, like really lightly. Really light. We have to go over this again later anyway, but just because we can. Also on the knees. Need the skirt. On the left. Bit on the bottom. This is shadow placement. Alrighty. Now that I'm doing this, I also want to do it on the arms. Like, we weren't gonna color her, I said, but I can't just not do it, okay? Does she have any orange fish inside a bowl? She does. She actually does. What is this? Something there? Something here? You can't even tell, but there's something in there. Has that tone. All right, let's go to the orange, which is 113 orange glaze. Let's go over them once more because they need to be brightened up. So I'm gonna go over the red tone and part of the rest of the fish to brighten it up. So I do that for all of these orange fishies. Brighten them up a smidge. That one is yellow, so no. This one, tiny smidge. That one, no. That one, no. That one. Just a tiny bit. Beautiful fishies. Oh, I love this already so much. Let's move you up a little smidge. The clown fishies. Let's do it. Mama clownfish. I forgot that one. No. I did, didn't I? I forgot it. So I have to go back in a second to color that one. I'm just gonna color it with this one for now. Like thinking, where did I place orange fish? I placed orange fish there, and I did some here for the yellow one. And I did a little bit on this one. And that's about it, I think. Okay, let's move back down. What else do I want for the fishies? I think I want to add in some black for the clownfish. For the little Nemo. So this is black. You can barely see it. Let's also touch up your eye, little fella. Your eye is barely visible. I love it. This makes it come alive. You see what I mean? I'm using the tip of the pencil now so that it has more of a darker lay down. Like the more flat and the more further down, the lighter your pressure will be, so the less pigment it will give. So if you put it really close to the tip and then color with the point, it will become a lot darker. That's what I'm doing right here to add these lines. Gorgeous. Look at these little fishy. Oh yeah. Gorgeous. Beautiful. That one I already did some. I think it can live with a little bit of a touch up. That one is still already quite dark. That one is dark enough. This one is not, definitely not dark enough. So yeah, let me know if you enjoy this type of coloring in this book. And if you don't, you can also let me know if you don't. But yeah, to whoever wanted a color along this one, here you go. I hope you enjoy it. Because yeah, I don't think I like to do color alongs in this book. And I think this is not dark enough, so I'm gonna darken it up even more. just adding a little bit more contrast because I think it's not enough. I just don't like it. It's like every time you go over it, it fades it out for some reason on this paper. And that's what is annoying about it. And that's why you keep adding and adding and adding until you think like, what the heck am I even doing? But I think we're getting there. I think I'm almost done with the rocks. This is my perfectionistic side coming out to play. Like, it's not how you normally would do it. Keep going. That's what it's saying to me. It's not fair, is it? It's looking good. I don't need that much. Like, it's good enough. Okay. I think I'm happy with this. Then I want some more fishies. I want these light blue fishies to have some more shading, but I think, what shall I do? Because this one, the 154, is the one that we used over there. We already used it. You see what I mean? So I'm not going to do that one. Instead, I'm going for this muted blue. It might be a bit dark, but we can make it work. Ultramarine 120. Like, we already layered some darkness with the black. And if we now lightly go over it with this tone and also over the face, we get a similar tone as what's on the picture. Oh, the fins are also a bit orangey. Oh, I should go over that as well in a second. Give them a little bit more color. So many fishies. So many fishies. I love it. I think I am enjoying the fish way more than all those stupid rocks. Yeah. Some shading on this big fella. Let's make his face more visible. Same with that one. Fishy, 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 where are you, fishy, fishy? There's so many. And there's so many more fish right here. And then we also have those manta rays, whatever you call those. I think that's what they're called. And this is also the perfect shade for them. Where are you? Where's your face? Let's see, this is the wing. And then here should be a face. This is your face. Just drawing it in, because I can't see it. Yeah, something like it. And then we need a lighter blue for the rest of it. I think that would look good. We've got some more of those bastards over here. Let's remove the cat hair. I'm gonna just do fish, okay? I'm enjoying myself with the fish. Okay. It doesn't need much. I think I might want to use Aeppol as a theme for my planner for next year. Yes, I know, it's not even like halfway through the year, but that's what I'm thinking right now. My sister is working on like certain bullet journals and decorating them, and then I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I want to do this next year. I'm like, yeah, that's too far away from your bed show, as I call it. It's too far away to worrying about, but still I think it's nice to think about those things. So yeah, not that I will start it anytime soon, but I did think about it for a little while. That might be a good theme for next year. I've got some stickers, got some pictures, so yeah, why not, you know, why not? Let's just use the same color on all of them. Yeah, that's next to the line. No one will know. No one will know that I messed it up. Alright, there's a big one over here. It has more of a black butt. And then a blue one. I'm still gonna tone it down with blue. And then we can come back in with the dark black tone when I'm done with this one. Almost looks like a shark like this. It is not a shark. Trust me, it's not a shark. It is not a shark. Didn't one of those things kill, what was his name? The one with the crocodiles. Oh my god, what is his name? Yep. I know his name, but now I can't find it. The Aussie guy. His son is now doing the same thing, actually. He followed up in his father's shoes. And his daughter as well, I believe. His daughter, I think, was into snakes. Yeah, I used to watch that on television. I like that. But he got stung by a stingray, I believe. They're really toxic, apparently. There's one more over here. Can't stand it not knowing his name. Irwin, something. Stephen Irwin? What was it? Irwin. Something with Irwin. I'm getting there. The brain is failing, but not failing like I know who I'm talking about. I just don't know the full name. But you know who I mean. You know it. I know you do. Steve Irwin. That's the one. Yes. I think that's the name. Yeah. I used to like watching him on TV. Struggling with the crocodiles and all that kind of stuff. Crazy dude. At least he died with what he loved to do, I guess. If you have to go, then maybe this was the way. I don't know if there's a good way to go. But I think to him, this might have been like, if it had to happen with an accident, then this might be better than him being killed by a crocodile violently, you know what I mean? That would have been way worse. Coloring fishies. This is just me looking up every time I stop. I'm looking up at the picture. So that's what you should do as well. If you're doing the same page as me. I think that is all. This one is the other blue tone, these fish. This one as well. Just for my recognition. Okay, I think that is gorgeous. Let's move down again. And let's try a different blue. We're gonna go to the lightest blue, the 154 light turquoise something. That one. And we're gonna go over this tiny fish over here. give it a bit more sparkle. Yeah, that helped. Okay, we will do the same with this guy. Just go over it like this, so it accentuates the shape. It's a bit muddy, in my opinion. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, this little fella. This one. And this one. Any more fishies that want some color? This one. I like coloring fish, I think. What do you think? I think I do. Yeah. I really like it. I used to go fishing with my father when I was younger. We had a fish club here in the village. And my dad was one of the people in charge, or involved with organizing, I should say. And yeah, he always won. And so did we. We were also pretty good. We were like the minions of my dad. Like a whole gang. Yeah, it was fun. People could never win if we were involved. Like, they came close, but usually they didn't win. Because all of us could fish. All of us. That's a yellow one, Pauline. This one is blue. This one is blue. These are blue. Blue, blue, blue. Yeah, I cheated on that one. I don't mind. That's a yellow one. All these are blue. So I don't even have to color them separately. I just have to like do the background and it will be done. Alright, if that's the case, we're gonna look for blue fishies. This one is blue. And then once we've done all of them, we're gonna go in with some yellow for the yellow fish. And then we can do the background. But I don't think we can do that today. Probably tomorrow. So I can notice that I'm getting tired. That means we're coming up to an hour probably. Yep. My brain is letting me know you're doing this for too long. It really does, because I get a headache when it happens. And that usually means that I'm about to have to go have a nap to recharge. I'm surprised it's going this well. So, yeah, I can't complain. Our sessions are pretty good on this one. So let's finish the fish and call it done for today. And then tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, I can finish it off. That's what I'm hoping for. That would be perfect, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. So this is how easy you can color fish. Don't need a whole lot. Just a little bit of color is already enough. I'm using the white of the paper in my advantage by doing it this way. These two I've done, that one I've done, that guy, this little dude. All three of these are blue as well. So many blue fishies over here. With a little bit of yellow on the top, actually. Okay, let's switch to yellow. So for the yellow, I'm going to take the 106 again. And 108 for shading. So I'm going to have two hands. We need the 106 light chrome yellow in this hand. And then I can switch to that one every time I need it. Because over here I don't, because this one already has shading with the red tones, as you can see. So I'm just going to color over it. It makes it nice and vibrant. This one has some yellow tail. This one is nice and bright yellow. This one has a little smidge of yellow. Color the yellow fishies. That dude. Basically all the fish that I barely colored are yellow. I forgot about the dark blue for those. So we have to do that as well before I leave. Yep. Oh, those yellow tails are beautiful. I like it a lot. So many fishes. I think once mermaid is over, I don't want to color any fish or underwater scenes for like months. Isn't that how it goes every single year? Like, and then you're completely done. After a week of seeing mermaids, you're like, no more. No more, thank you and please. Alright, I think we can switch to the darker tone because I think I've done all the fishes at least once. Yes, I did. Okay, let's switch to the darker tone. So we're gonna go to 108 dark cadmium yellow for the shading. Let me push you up. Let me zoom you in so you can see the fish. Oh, so big fishies. And why didn't I do this earlier? I don't know. Now you can see them much better. A little bit of shading on the bottom for that one. Let's move to this one. Let's darken that one up. Those are already quite dark, so I don't think it needs a whole lot. That same doesn't need much. Okay, let's go to the top of the page and do some of these ones, those yellow ones. Here, fishy. Just put it where the shadows are with the marks, basically. I'm just putting it on the bottom of the fish so that there's some shading. I think I've already done quite enough over here because they're really light over there. So no, let's not touch them. Let's zoom you back out. Those are a lot of fishies. I need a dark blue for the fishies that I missed out on. See, the bottom ones, they're all done, I think. Yeah, because those don't need really a lot of color. So I need some on these two. Is that it? Yes, that seems to be it. Okay, I'm gonna go to 152. Yes, 152, which is mid of a phthalo blue for those dark blue fishies here in the sky, which is this one. That's my belly. I'm a bit hungry. There you go, make them quite dark. And then this little one. You must love this. Gorgeous. one on top of this one. It's also a bit darker than the rest of them. So let's give it a bit more color as well. I think those are the ones that were darker. I'm also going to add some on these mantas to darken them up a smidge as well, because I think they're a bit light compared to the rest now. Adding a little bit more color to them. I think that will look good. There we go. I think that should do it. So next time we're going to do the water in the girl, and then we can call it done, hopefully. I think that would be a good plan. So this is how far we've gotten today with 2 sessions. So I'm going to put it right about here. Like, that is my favorite fish. And then that one. And then I can't choose anymore, because I don't like the other ones that much. Alrighty, so this is where I'm gonna leave you for today, and hopefully I can finish filming this tomorrow. Fingers crossed. See you in the next clip. And we're back. It is now the next day. It is Sunday. It's still early. It is 10:30, is it? Yeah, 10:30 in the morning. And I decided to hopefully finish this. So let's continue. So last time we did the fishies and we darkened up the rocks, and I think it looks fine the way it is. I don't want to spend more time on the rocks. I just want to spend time on the water and the girl. So we're going to start with the water. So what I will do is I will start with the lightest tone, and I will shade up this entire inner section, because there's only some darker parts here on the outside. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take my 154 light phthalo or light turquoise something. And we're just going to cover it up, basically. So yeah, I hope you've been enjoying this color along so far. I know I've been a little bit stressed about whether or not this is going to work, but I think I found my way of finding what works for me. Because yes, it is difficult for my head, but I think I've done really well so far. Let me move you a little bit more up, so we can also work on this area, because we need lots of layers for this color. So I'm gonna add it in where I see it on the picture, so I know roughly where to stop shading. As you can see, this paper barely takes any pigment from this, even though normally I would get something more like that. That was without too much trouble. So yeah, this paper is not the biggest fan of polychromos, but it will work. You just gotta layer it up. But I think the best pencil for this paper might even be like a Holbein or something like a waxy pencil, I think. I have not tried that out, because I've only worked in it with polychromos, but I think that might be more of a winner on this paper. So test it out, I would say, because that will cost you a lot less time if that works better. But for now, I'm just gonna keep on trucking away, layering it up. It's also sad that this is like the last bit of this pencil before I gotta grab my new one. And this is also really tiring for your hands, doing so much area in one go. So I don't know if I need to take some breaks in between. We will see. My arm is a bit painful today. So yeah, let's see how far we get. Or if I need to take another break yet again. I heard a lot of people are sick this last few weeks. Like either head colds or like, you know, like a lot of my friends are also sick. My best friend from the coloring community is also sick. She even had to go to the hospital for a little while, which was scary. But she is back home. Yeah, she will have doctor appointments and hopefully she will clear up soon. But I don't like it when some people are like, when you're just so sick that you can't do anything. I just, I'm missing it, you know? I'm missing the conversation. I'm missing everything when that happens. This is not like I can just go by and visit because she's on the other side of the world, you know? But yeah, that's how it goes, I guess. But in the meanwhile, I try to just color, have fun. And I think I'm doing great so far. I should put something on this. Let's see if I've got a piece of paper. Because otherwise I will smudge it. Like if I'm sorry. If I don't cover this up, this part, I will just smudge it and my whole hand will be colored like it was last time around. So I'll just cover it up with a piece of paper. As long as I don't move it that much, it will be fine. Just to keep my hand from rubbing over the rocks that we just did. Because that would be a waste of time. There are a lot of light effects in the water up here on the original picture. And usually I just ignore all of them when I'm doing this, layering it up. And then I'll go back in with a paint pen and smudge it with my finger or gel pen or whatever you want to. The effect is the same. And in that way I'll bring them back in after I've done the base layer of all the color. Because leaving it white with this many effects is maybe a bit too much, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I do it at the end. But maybe I don't even want them because there's a lot of them and oh, I don't know if it will even look good. Let's try this eraser. It's not the eraser I normally use, but it works. I've not been doing much lately besides coloring. I did a little bit of diamond painting. I'm currently working on a Christmas project that I started last Christmas, so last December. And yeah, I've not finished it yet because I also started another smaller project after that. And I finished that one first. So it was on hold for that time. So now I've continued working on it and it's like almost done. I still need like one more row and it's done. So that is maybe 4 days of work, maybe, tops. So that's not the worst, you know. But yeah, once that one is done, I still got another whip on the go for my diamond painting, which is a really large one. Like 1 meter by 60 or something. So it's a big project. With a forest dragon. With little deer in it and lots of foliage and trees and flowers. And it's beautiful, but it's going to be a lot of work. So that will be the project after I finish my Christmas project. For the next coming so many months. For however long it will take me. And then when the next Randall Spangler event starts, that's when I will start another dragon piece to enjoy the event. And until then, hopefully I can finish my dragon piece before that time, but I don't know. We will have to see. It takes time, those things. I've done an entire layer on it and it still looks white. You see what I mean? Okay, let's grab a different color. Let's grab a shade darker, so 145. No idea what it's called. Let's have a look. Light phthalo blue. It's called. That's the next shade up, so that's that one. But it will show up a lot lighter than what you see over here. So we're just gonna bring it in on the sides. Or at least I'm gonna try to. Yeah, again, a lot lighter than the previous one, but better. So we're just going to keep layering on top of what we already have and hope for the best. I used to color for hours and hours when I was young. And then my hands, like both hands, my fingers, everything would be full of graphite because I didn't use colored pencils. I used graphite, like I told you last time. And yeah, it would be on my face, my forehead, my nose, everywhere, on my cheeks, because like you rub your face so many times a day. And I didn't even notice because I was just coloring all day, not knowing that I've got all these smudges on my face. Yeah, it was always fun when I got downstairs and my mom was like, maybe you should clean your face. Because I again smudged everything on my forehead and my cheeks. Yeah, it looks horrible when that happens. But at least they told me that that was the case. And I always had to laugh because it was everywhere. It wasn't just like a small smudge. It was literally everywhere. It makes sense. Like after you colored or drew the entire day that you've got smudges everywhere from the graphite, because that's what it does. I enjoyed it, and I always forgot to eat and to drink and to go to the toilet, so I was just up there all day without even thinking about it, which is funny now. But yeah, I still catch myself losing track of time. The only reason why I do it less is because my hands can't color as long as they used to, or draw as long as they used to. I get a lot of pain and like weakness in my arms and hands. So I really notice it when I'm coloring for too long, basically. So, and that never used to be the case. I could just go on the whole day through and have no issue whatsoever. So yeah, then I forgot about everything. I don't recommend it. But yeah, I wasn't even hungry when I did stuff like that. Like I was, but I didn't feel it. Until I finally stood up and tried to eat and drink. Oh boy. I think a lot of us who did coloring and drawing, like when they were younger, probably have forgotten about the time that had passed by, in the meanwhile. I think I'm not the only one who has experienced this. Okay, it's still really light, as you can see, so we're gonna go over it a little bit more on this side, and then I'm just gonna grab the next tone to darken it up even more. You'll probably have to go back to the lighter tones in the end anyway, but for now I'm just gonna go over it once more. Just to darken it out a little smidge more. Okay, let's also do the other side. You can really hear the pencil going over the paper. Like you could also try to do some soft pastels or something in the background, smudge it with your fingers or a tool. See how that works, because I have not tested any of those things on this paper yet, but maybe that will also be a good thing to try out. But I have no clue, because I've only used polychromos pencils on it so far. I was thinking of using Holbein for the next one, and then I was like, oh, but if I do a color along, that might not be the best choice, because not everybody has Holbein, and they're very expensive. So I know a lot of people wouldn't want to buy them, which makes complete sense. Like it stopped me from buying them for the longest time because I simply didn't have the money to buy them. So I was really happy with my polychromos. And now that I finally had the money, I finally bought them. But like, I don't do anything else besides coloring and drawing. Like I do some diamond painting, but I've barely bought any diamond paints in the last year, like maybe 2 or so. And yeah, not much at least. And I'm trying to not buy any more because I've got so many in my closet. So yeah, I can diamond paint for years to come with what I've got. So I am really trying not to buy any more. I can better buy a coloring book at the moment than a diamond painting because I color way more than I do diamond painting these days. Doesn't mean that I'm not tempted to buy stuff, but every time I'm tempted, I just pull out my diamond painting and start working on it. And it reminds me how long it actually takes to finish one. And then I'm already like, yeah, never mind. I don't want to buy anymore because I know how much I've got and how long it takes. And that's the same with coloring books. Like every time I feel like buying a new Disney color by number, I just grab out of my stash because I've got 6 of them in my stash, and I just grab one of them and color in it, and I finish a page or 2, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need another one because I still got hours and hours to color in this one. And it always makes me giggle because it does really work to keep you from that temptation of buying more, because it's nice to have all of them in your closet and look at them, but at the same time, like, do you really like coloring in them and only having like 1 in each or a few in each? I don't. I love to fill them up. Like I've got 6 of them, which is already quite a lot. And I already notice now that I do not touch all of them in the same month, you know, like because I'm trying to finish one and I'm trying to do more in certain ones because I would like to finish it next year because they were a bit disappointing to what I like to color in them. So I don't need then 6 of them even, you know, even 6 is too much then. For just coloring in them and giving them all love, that's already quite a lot. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to finish the books that I am least fan of at the moment. And then hopefully once I've got a few worked away, I can buy just 1 new one, you know, to celebrate that I finished some. But I can always change my mind in the future, like that I just want to have them in my closet. But I don't know, like there's so many that come out of those kind of books. I also want some darkness here in the middle. A little bit more. But yeah, they come out with so many Disney color by number that, like, even if I wouldn't buy anything until I finish my book, there will just be 10 more that will be awesome in the meanwhile. So why do I want to buy, I'd say, like maybe 10 or 20 books if there will be new ones every single year and I already find like so many nice ones in those as well? Like, why would I then buy now all of them that I like, and then by the time I finish one, there's like 10 more that I like? Like, you know the problem? You recognize the problem? Because that's what is really going on. They pump them out faster than you can color them. So why would I already make the decision which one I would like to buy and color while I haven't even finished my other ones, or at least came closer to filling them up? Like, I like some variation. Like, you've got difficulty levels in them, so I think it's good to have like an easy one, a medium level one, and a difficult one. Let's do a shade darker, middle phthalo blue, 152. So yeah, I think it's good to have like a simple, a medium, and a difficult one, so you can like switch it up depending on your mood. I'm just gonna go back in again on the outside skirts. Just try to make it even darker because it's still not dark enough. Just keep going. That's a trick. So yeah, that's how I stand in the whole color by number collection thing. Like, I love seeing the collections with people, like that they've got like all of them in a row and it looks really beautiful in their closet. But at the same time, like, I know I would love to have all of them, you know, like all of the ones I like, that is. I like the really colorful ones. But at the same time, it will stress me out because I know I would like to touch all of them. And that's almost near impossible if you've got too many. Like, I'd rather have a handful and color in them a lot more, show them a lot of love, than having 20 of them and only have one in each, for instance. Like, I know that won't be the case because I color a lot more than just 20 in a year, for instance. But you know what I'm getting at, you know? You can't color all of them at the same time and fill them up. So I think it's a good thing that every time I've got that urge to buy a new one, that I just grab one out of my closet and continue working in it, because I know it will keep me busy for a very long time. So yeah, that's how I stand in that part. And as for other coloring books, I really am a fan of my Japanese books, as we all know by now. And yeah, like I really think that once I finish most of my non-Asian books, that I might just stick to only buying Asian coloring books and Korean ones, because I really like them a lot better than, for instance, the European or Swedish books. Like, I like my Maria Trolla. That's one of the how do you say that? The exceptions? Yes, the exceptions. Oh my god, I had to really think about that one. My brain was not braining. But yeah, like Maria Trolla and Clara Markova, those are my two exceptions. If I like them, I'll just buy them. So those are the two that are the exceptions in my collection that I will just buy if I like them. And with anything else, I need to like a certain amount in the book. And for me, that's usually like 75%. If I don't like that much in a book, then I put it away. Not in the wish list anymore. And if I then still like it, like after so many times, I'll put it back on the wish list, check it again. Do I really like this, or is it just that I want to have it? Because that's also a thing. You just want to buy for the sake of buying. So yeah, I don't know, basically. That's the question. For me, I sometimes just don't know. My sister's messaging me, I see. She's awake. Usually she is up quite late. That's just the way she prefers it. But she's messaging me about a video on YouTube that I can watch later in the day, which is good. I like to see that. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to make some of the lighting effects of the water. So I'm doing scribbly motions like this, because you've got like these straight lines on the reference picture. So I'm trying to make a little bit of the shape of it, like dark and light with it. Like, it might not be perfect, but I'm trying to make that effect, give or take. Like, it won't be perfect. It's not what we're going for. We're going for the illusion. But yeah, if this takes way too long for your liking, then you can always try to go in with like Prismacolor or Holbein or any other wax pencil that you've got, and test it out if it goes faster than this, because it's the same thing. You just have to keep like adding on and adding on. But maybe then you don't need 10 layers, if you know what I mean. Maybe then you can do it with 3 or whatever amount, you know, instead of having to go back in over and over and over again like I do now. But yeah, this is what it means to layer up. I haven't done this part yet. Wow. This is pretty tiring. Just keep going slowly. So I think this year I've bought 8 books so far, which is quite a lot, if you ask me. But like there have been a lot of nice Japanese and Korean book releases this year, and I know for sure there will be a few more, like the Sogumi books. Like I know they will be released in English, as in Phoenix Fox Sogumi, book 1 and 2. So if you have always wanted that book, let me show you. It's this book with the fox, like this one and the other one. So this is the second one, but there's also one with a pink cover. They both are being released in English. So if you want either one of those books, they will come out by the end of July in English. So you can get them easier. And I also know there will be a new one somewhere this year, number 3. And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for number 3. So we still have to wait and see when that actually will happen. Because it didn't happen just yet, but I'm waiting for it. So that is one that I would love to add on to my collection. I know there will be even a new Maria Trolle, even though we just got the Magic Library. There will be another new one later in the year in September. I think it's called something like Small Worlds. Something in the lines of that. So I can't wait to see if that is something I like, because the Magic Library was not for me. So I didn't buy it because it wasn't really my cup of tea. It was not my subject that I like. I like the fairy tale, the cuteness, the small creatures. Like, yes, there were some pages in the Magical Library book that I did like, but overall I was disappointed because it's first single-sided, and second of all, there were still a lot of pages that I would never want to color. So that made me decide to not buy it. Like, this is what it looks like right now. We're finally getting some color in. So let's go even darker. Let's take the next one in line, which is, let me have a look. We used 150, so 110. It should be this one. Phthalo blue is the next one. I'm going to darken it up even more. So we're going to start on the left. I'm just going to shade over it. You see, every time I put the next one on, it still gets darker with every layer. So yeah, that's why they always say you can layer it over and over and over and over. It depends on the paper, of course. Some paper can't handle the layering process, but this one, you have to, because it barely gives any color. You see what I mean? Like, if I do it on this one, you see the difference immediately. It's like a lot darker than what I get over there. That's what I mean. This paper is just like, it's just as if it's resisting. And that's what happens with a lot of Korean books. So I would recommend you to try a wax pencil. I am going to try it with Holbein next time. And I will let you know in my complete page video how I like that. Is if I even come around to it. Because in the Desert Fox, I use my Holbein and it works wonderfully. So I think it will also work in this one because it feels roughly the same. I think it might be even the same paper. But who knows? Only the publishers know. So yeah, I'm pressing a little bit harder and I'm making circular motions to fill up the tooth of the paper even more. What is that? There's something. Is it on my paper? Oh, it's on my blotter paper. All right. Come on. Work with me. Oof, it's getting darker. That's what we want, but it's not easy. I need a break after this. And this is why when I do a page that is like really pencil heavy, then I always take a lot of breaks. I always plan in pages that are easier afterwards, or I'm just not coloring at all, or I do a color by number. I just need that break in between. I really like the look of it now, much better than I did before. I do think this is still missing some color, but we will do that with the next tone. So let's add it in also on this side. As you can see, I go over the same area like 10,000 times, making my circles, just to get some pigment on the paper. This is why these pages take so much effort. Because of the paper, not because of the picture itself. Like, that's already tough enough, but the paper is a challenge with polychromos. I can't wait to do something else after this. Even though I enjoy like doing this, sometimes I just don't have the patience to do layer on layer on layer and just keep going. And then I just give up halfway through and I'm like, yeah, next day I will try again. Like, not today, and I'll just do something else instead. And that's why this book gets like put away too many times already in the past. Because I keep like being like, no, I'm too lazy for this today because it takes so much effort, you know. Even though time-wise, it's not even that bad. As you can notice, we were like maybe 2.5 hours in and we're getting there. We're making progress. But it feels much more in-depth and more difficult because of like the sheer amount of layers that you need to add on and just the overall feeling, you know, like the thinking with the reference and everything makes it so that it feels complicated, that you feel like you are doing something that's really difficult. Well, in fact, it really isn't. You just have to keep going. It will come together eventually, as you can tell. But it's not easy. Definitely not easy. So yeah, that's what I've got to say about these kind of books. And that's also the reason why I probably, if there would be ever a new one, I probably won't buy it until I finish maybe 1 or 2 of these books. Because I don't color in it that much. I think I also want to darken up this section behind her a little bit. Just a smidge more. So I think it's not dark enough. Okay, let's have a look what it looks like right now. It does feel like it's in value with the rocks. It feels better, but I still think it needs more color in the middle. So we're going to go back to the lightest tone, the 154, and I'm going to go back over all of it once more because it feels too light. Maybe we have to press a little bit harder. Yeah, that works. And just go over it all one more time. Darken it up a smidge because it's too light. Okay, I'm pressing quite a bit harder now. That's also why I'm holding it close to the point. So I've got more of a pressure that I can give. Like, I'm not like, you know, no. I'm just pressing a little bit. So I get a little bit more pigment. But if you can't do that, then you just have to stay in one spot for longer. So instead of doing like really gently, you just keep going. So instead of moving on, you just keep going back and forth, like we have been doing this whole time, basically. But if you don't have the patience for that, you have to press a little bit more. So I'm still not pressing that hard, because I just simply cannot with my hands. It will hurt it, and eventually I will lose even my entire grip and strength if I press too much. So yeah, this is a patience game. But I think it needs it. You see what I mean? It almost looked like it was still white, as if I haven't even colored it yet. That's why I have to go over it once more. At least one more time. Ooh, okay. Whew, that was a stretch. I'll need a break in a minute and have a drink before I continue again and again and again. I was actually thinking about my collection again this week, because my sister is making this bullet journal with all her books in it, and she wants to be sure that she doesn't finish all her books all in one go eventually. You know, that's not what she wants. She wants to, like, once one is gone, she still has to do so many in the next and so many in the next. So she wants like a ladder system, like one book has 2 pages done, the next has 4, then 6, then 8, then 10, and so on and so forth, so that every book has a head start on the next one, so that once one falls away because you finished it up, you don't have like this domino effect that it's like all in one day. No, it will be like this month you will finish that one, and the next month you can finish that one, and so on and so forth. Because she only has like 23, 4, something like that ish books. So for her, that's still doable, but she doesn't color as much as I do. So she maybe colors like maybe 4 to 6 pages a month, which is still quite amount, like a nice amount to color. Still gives you plenty of choice. But in order to make sure that she doesn't finish them all at the same day, she is making this plan for herself. So that there's always like a difference. Say you've got 4 projects, you want one at a quarter, one at 50%, one at 3/4, and one is done. And then you finish, the one that's finished gets replaced by a new one, for instance. That's how you should see it. That's literally what she's trying to do with her coloring books. Only then we don't have just 4. Now we've got like 20, 24 books to do that with. So my brain is already, just by the thought of it's like error, error, error. I don't know what to do. Like I do, but then I have to write it down. But I can't be bothered, you know, to make that planning. I just do whatever I want. As long as I color in every book once in the year, I'm fine. After that, I can do whatever I want to, or at least that's how I feel about it. But for her, that will not work because she colors a lot less. So yeah, that's why she made her her overview in her bullet journal, so she can scratch off which pages she has colored, and then she can also plan out what she still wants to color, and so on and so forth. And that made me think about my own collection as well. Like I got 87 books, I think, right now, maybe 88. I bought 2 more because I ordered a Pumadour order with my sister, because she wanted Romantic Country, the second tale, like I told you previously in this video. And therefore I also ordered 2 for me, like the Bunny and Alice in Wonderland Tokumeku. I ordered that one with it so that the shipping is worth it, you know. So yeah, so that means I will have 89 books once they arrive, which is a lot of books in my opinion. And at first I was really focused on the number of books that I owned, and I never wanted to go over 100. That's what I said. And now that I look at it again, like a year in after I started coloring, I'm like, no, don't stick yourself to a number. Like it's not a part of the hobby to collect, but it's a nice thing to do while you're into the hobby, you know. Like it's nice to have new flashy books sometimes. And that's more how I feel about it. Not necessarily that it is something you have to do. You have to get new books. Like, no, you definitely don't. You could do the hobby with just 1 book. But it is, whenever you do whatever hobby, whether it is cross-stitching or running or knitting or whatever it is, you always want something shiny at some point. You always want something new because you like it. Sometimes you just want to buy something shiny new and be happy about it. That's also just a human thing, you know, that you sometimes just want something new. And that's how it is for me with books. I just like to add on like the shinies, as I call it, like the ones that really speak to me. Whenever I see them released, I'm like, oh, so cute, I can't resist. That's the ones I would like to buy. And even then, I'm being picky, you know, for me, you know, from my point of view, I'm being picky. Maybe for somebody else that might be already too much. Like, what are you talking about? Picky? Well, you already bought like 10 books, because once they come in, I've bought 10 books. No, 8 books. I bought 8 books once they come in. So yeah, 8 books in a year, and the year's not even halfway through. That's quite a lot for me, you know, like I think that's a lot. But maybe it isn't. Like, it's all in comparison to what you've got and what you don't have, and how much money can you spend on a hobby. Like, there's so many factors involved. But for me, the most important thing is that I enjoy my hobby. And if that means I will buy 10 books in a year, for instance, or say 10 to 15, I don't know, you know, where it ends up, then so be it. Like, if that makes me feel happy, as long as I can store them in my closet without any issues, and I'm not going bankrupt, and you know, and I can pay all the bills and I don't get into trouble, it's all good. Like, I don't have to need a storage unit, for instance, you know, then you're still good. If you need a storage unit, maybe you should think about that. It might be a bit too much. Unless you got a massive house, then you might be able to store it all. But like, then I would consider that maybe I'm going overboard. But no, I've got like 3 shelves, maybe full of books now. And in these shelves, I mean Kallax shelves. I don't mean like an entire bookshelf. I think I've got maybe 3 to maybe a 4th one. And that's about it that I've got right now. And that's about 87 books. And it will be 89 soon. So yeah, that's a lot. But I know for sure I will go over the 100 sooner than later, like in the future. Like in a couple of years, I probably went over 100. And I'm just like, let it go, Pauline. Let it go, that number. As long as you're enjoying your hobby and you're happy with what you bought and what you've got, then so be it. Then that's the way it is. It's all personal preference in the end. Like, if I've got a year that I'm like, no more, I'm done with buying, that's fine with me too, you know. Like, but I don't think I want to do that, you know. I really like getting some new things here and there. Like, the only reason I bought them again right now is because my sister wanted some books. Otherwise, I probably would have waited a lot longer till later in the year to buy some more, because I just bought like a bunch. So I was like, let's wait till the rest of the books come out later in the year and then buy my second portion for the year. But because of the circumstances with the books that my sister wanted, I decided to buy them sooner than later. Which is fine, but yeah, it's not how I planned it to be, okay? It's not the planning, but like, we can all go off plans, can we? Can we not? Okay, I think I've done the whole entire section, and it still looks really faint. As if I barely did a thing. All that trouble for barely any color. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm thinking whether or not I can deal with the fact that it is still so light, or if I want more layers. I think I want to add another layer on the dark bits, and then I might go and try to do some light effects and see how that works. But first I'm going to take a sip of my drink. I'll be right back. Alrighty, done with drinking. Okay, I'm gonna grab, let's see, I'm gonna grab that tone, which is a bit more of a moody blue tone, and I'm gonna layer that again on the side. Let's see what I like about it. Let's take this one out, see if that works, because if it doesn't, I pick a darker one. But let's try to darken it up even more. Yes, it does work. Okay, good. But let me pull my book to the side because I want to make strokes in a different angle, so I fill up the paper more. This definitely works. You see? Well, on camera it's quite disappointing. But it's definitely darker than what I had before. Yeah, I just have to have patience with this. And hope for the best. I will have to go back in with a different tone again after this layer. We'll see. Let's first finish off this one. And then we'll have another look. And then we will decide. Oh my god, no. I almost ruined my book. I folded the corner. Let's hold it down while I do this. Epic Catastrophe was really ill. She posted a picture of her making an apple pie pancake. She said it was a German apple pie pancake, or at least that's what she thinks it is. And it looked really like delicious. Even though I don't like apple pie, and I don't like thick pancakes, but still it looked delicious to me. But she was really ill. I feel bad, for everybody who had gotten ill over the last few months. It's really going around. Like, I was ill myself a little bit last week. First it was my belly, and then once that was done, my back became painful again, which it still is. And I couldn't sleep because of it, so I was really tired. But I didn't really become ill, like really ill as in like fever and all that stuff. That skipped me this time, so that's good. But you hear a lot of people who are ill at the moment, like I just told you as well. Alrighty, let me push the book back up. Like, yes, that's what I wanted to see. Okay, good. Okay, let's flip it the other way around for the other side. That's how I usually like to color when I'm coloring by myself as well. I just flip the book whenever I want to do a different layer. And by flipping your book, you also don't see your pencil marks that much anymore when you're further into the picture. So that's also helpful for that. Like, you won't even be able to notice them anyway because of all the layers that we've done. You won't even see all the layers anymore, but still, it's always a good idea to make your strokes in different direction every time you go over it with a different layer. But you don't have to. As you saw, I've been doing them all in the same way and it looked fine. So it's not like you have to. It's just an option to make it easier to cover a big space. Yeah, this is probably the last layer that I will do, and then we will go and color the girl. And then we will do some white paint effects. Maybe I will do them sooner. Like, I first do the paint effects for the water and then do the girl, so that we are done after we've done the girl. I think I like that idea better. I think so. This makes so much noise. Come on. Work for me. Finger. Smoosh it out. Yeah, that's what I love to do with my finger. Like, look at that. Yes, I like this a lot better. I think I can live with this much color. Okay, perfect. Oh, there we go. Release the pencil. Ah, and I can breathe because I like this. Yeah, I am happy with this result. I do think that we need to do the girl's tail. I mean, I want to do some effects in the water. I don't know how many I want to do. I want to at least do it at the top section. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a paint pen. In this case, I'm going to grab a Tooly Art paint pen, just a white one. And I'm going to add it in like in little bits where I see it on the picture. So I'm going to shake it. I'm going to do that first before we do the girl. You can also do this with a gel pen. Let's see, I need a piece of paper. Test it on. Because we don't want a repeat of last time when I did a color along and I got a massive blob. So like this is my scratchy paper where I like test it out. And every time it's full, I flip over and use the next side. You know what I mean? So let's see how it looks. It looks gunky, so I'm going to clean it up. And then we're going to use it. Alright, let's see. Pressing the tip of the paint pen to let the air out and then see if it works. It works. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. So I'm going to make a stripe like so, and I'm going to use my finger. Oh, that's really... Hold up. I shouldn't use it too much. Let dab it. Yeah, dabbing it's better. Okay. If I don't dab, it's gone basically. Let's add a bit more paint then. I just want to soften it up a little smidge without completely removing it. So yeah, I'm just making stripes and then slowly dabbing it so it's not that harsh. And that's what I will do next to the surface to create that lighting effect of the waves going through the water. As you can see, I'm not being really precise. And I don't know if this is the effect I want or if I need more. But I'm just trying it out to see if I like it. So a lot of lighting effect over here. But I can barely see what I'm doing, if you know what I mean. Like there's also beams going like this in the water as well. Let's try to do those. Come on. If the paint comes out, it barely comes out. You see what I mean? My paint pen doesn't want to work with me. And there's a hair on it as well. My god, this is not going to plan, is it? I don't know how to feel about it. I'm committing to it. No going back. Not sure if I like it, but I'm just making them up wherever they go, because in the picture they're a bit different. Okay, let's leave that for now. Let's also do the other side. There should be one here, roughly, give or take. Come on. I don't know. And that's not a good sign when I say I don't know. That means I don't like it. That means I think I've ruined it. It's fine. I'll survive. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave it like this and let it dry up. See what I like about it, if I even like it. Alright, let's put the paint pen away and just forget about that fiasco. But yeah, normally when you do this, you need more contrast between the background and the white, and it's too light, so it doesn't really work that well. But like, you can still see it, but it's not the most pretty to look at, if you ask me, but it's fine. All right, let's do the little girl. Let's do her hair first. Let me open up my reference for that one because she's so small. All right, let's start with black. We're starting with black. Where's my black? In my cup. In my cup. It's not black, that's blue. This is black. All right, black for the girl. We're gonna do her hair. Like, we already have some shading, so we're gonna use that. But what I'm going to say beforehand is, like, when there's a curve, you want to keep that light. So every time there's a curve of the hair, you want to keep it light. So the darkness should be in between the strands. But this part next to her head, I want dark. All of this, I want completely dark. Also on this side. I forgot to color the fishbowl, didn't I? Well, we'll see in a second what we will do with that. Let's see, this part. We're going over with brown as well in a second, so don't worry too much. I also don't want to go too dark. Going in focus mode. Yep. This is just adding the shading like we did in the rest of the picture as well. Let's do it also on the other side. Let me zoom you in, actually, because this is the perfect moment to zoom in, isn't it? There we go. I'm sorry about that, people. If I thought about that before, it would have been much easier for you guys to see this, wouldn't it? Alrighty, let's see. Let's do a little bit of darkness underneath. Okay, this is her arm. Yeah. Let's see, some darkness underneath her bangs. A little bit darker eyebrows. Her face I will do last, like the eyes, I mean. Because I want to first do other colors and then I can come back in to highlight the eyelashes and such. So we're not touching those just yet. Okay, I think that's enough for the black. Let's go to the dark brown, which is also in my cup. Where is it? This one. This one. Van Dyke brown, 176. We're gonna go over the black, the dark bits. We're gonna go over it with this one. Avoid the highlight bits. It's so small that you can barely do anything with it anyway. And then the last bit that we will do is with the burnt sienna, I think, the last step for the hair. And then I call the hair done. It's not that big, so you can't do that much with it. Okay, let's switch to the burnt sienna, 283. And there we go. And let's color over the highlights a little bit. Don't color them away completely, keep some of them. You see what I mean? Don't go over all of it. Just leave some. Especially here on the top, you want to leave some. Something like this, I think, would look good. I'm trying to leave some of the highlights, but it's difficult. And that's good enough. So now we've got dark brown hair, and I really like it. That's how easy it can be. All right, let's do the fishbowl while we're at it. So we need a greeny tone. So do I have something like that? I've got this one, but it's not the right one. I need something different. 1 second. I'm gonna grab a grassy green. All right, and I'm back. I took this one, which is grass green. How wonderful. I was talking about a grass green, and I'm picking a grass green. It's 166. And we only need a little smidge of it because there's some leaves in here, as you can see. And they're leaves, maybe they're fish, I don't know. It seems a bit yellow at the screen as well. It seems yellow and green at the same time. So let's add a little bit of that. Then we're gonna add some yellow. So we're gonna take the lightest one, the 106 light chrome yellow. Add that in. There's also some yellow here. This one. A little bit on the left. Okay. Let's add a little bit more of the green, the 166 grass green. Let's just do it without, like here on the bottom. Then we need a darker green, so we're going to this one, which is chromium green opaque, 174. And we're gonna add it on top of what we've just added, like here, to darken it up. Let's also do that a little bit here on the bottom, because there's a lot of darkness at the bottom of the bowl. Okay, a light blue. So we're going to 154 light turquoise blue. We're gonna add in a layer. Like so. Yes, and then we need a darker shade. So we're going for 120 ultramarine. I'm gonna add in some shading. So you want one next to this line. Do the same on that side, next to the line. And then I want some here. And a little bit on top here. And a little bit underneath here to darken it up even more. And I think that is enough color for the fishbowl. All right, I also see like she got a pattern on her dress, but we're not doing that just yet. We're first going to do the dress itself. So I see that it's like a light lavender, but I don't have a light lavender. So I see that there's shading here. So I'm going to go over it with this tone that we still have to darken it up. And as you can see, it looks pretty purpley, this color, just by itself. And it also helps that we already had a bit of pink on it, which also makes it more purpley instead of blue. So yeah, this is how I like to do stuff. Really light pressure, hitting on a really light layer. See what I'm doing? Adding it really lightly. And then the finger. It's still dirty from the paint, but it's already dry. And then I just smoosh it so it becomes even better and lighter, because that's what I want. And now it already looks better, but we need a little bit more of that pinky tone. So I'm gonna go to that light pink, light magenta, 119. I'm gonna add a little bit more on top. Because we don't have the right shade, we're improvising. And it works. It looks brilliant. All right, let's take a bluey tone. Like now this looks fine in my opinion. So we're now gonna take a dark blue. So we're gonna go for a moody dark. We're gonna go for that one, 246, which is Prussian blue, 246. Oh, we need to sharpen this first because I need a sharp point for the patterns. So let me do that real quick. I'll be right back. All right, and back. I sharpened it till about this much. You can make it a lot sharper, but I usually don't because it's dangerous for me to keep it too much of a point. So I'm gonna draw in the pattern. So we start with the line. So there's a line over here and a line on the other side. And now we need a squiggly line. So we're going to make half circles like so. And we do the same on this side. So you don't specifically do the exact same, but you're trying to make it look like it is. And then we need a line on the bottom. Like we already have the outer lines. Okay, that's good. But there's 2 lines. But I think I want 1 because otherwise it might be too difficult. So let's go over this one. And let's go over that one. All right, and then in between there's like triangles. So I'm gonna start here. 1, 2, just going up and down. See what I'm doing? Let's see, like that. Roughly, give or take. So that is the triangle shape. And now there's like also other shapes inside, but there are 2 lines in the example. I'm not going to do that. There are dots above it, but I'm also not going to do that with this one. Instead, I'm going to the purple tone that we've got, the dark purple, which is 137 blue violet. And we're going to use that for the other patterns, because there's a shade difference between them. So first we're going to make the dots on above the line. So just make dots roughly the same size all around this line from left to right. Like so. And then inside the triangles there's a smaller one. So let's try to do that as well. Draw them in. It's too small to do all of the details, but in this way we at least have the illusion of the pattern. And because you're using different colors, it looks nice. And that's all that we're going to do, because there should be even dots inside. So if you want to add those, you can go back to the dark blue tone, which is the Prussian blue 246. And you can also make a dot inside, but I don't think we can. Let's see, can we? We can. All right, be really careful. So tiny. Yeah, we can. It's not maybe as visible as I might want it, but we can definitely give the illusion of it. And that's it for the pattern. And then I'm also going to use the Prussian blue to darken up this bit. A little smidge more. And this line is also a bit light now. I'm going to just darken it up a little smidge where the folds of the fabric are. Let's also make the outline of her dress a little bit darker, so she pops out a little bit more. She's fading away in the background, so I'm redoing the lines so that she pops out a little bit more. I think that will be perfect. Let's also outline the fishbowl on the bottom. And I think that looks really nice now, her dress. Okay, let's do her skin. It doesn't need much because she's also really light on the reference picture. So what I will do is I will grab the dark flesh, which is 130 dark flesh. Let's push it in further. And let's add in the shading. So there's shading here and here. So that's what we're going to do. So we color it in like so. Color it in on the other side. A little bit around her nose. Maybe that's too much. On her cheeks a little bit more. Quite a bit more. A little bit on the chin. A little bit on the left. A little bit on the right. That's probably the amount that it needs. There's a little bit underneath her lip. Like that. And then on her arms, there's some underneath her dress. And on the bottom of her elbow. Like so. And then on her knees and her legs. We already did some with the red, but it's barely visible. So let's do it again. So this is the shading. Then we need the knee. We need the other side of the knee. And then we are going to follow the curve of the leg on both sides. And on the bottom, there's even more also on the inner side of the leg, the shin. And that's her socks. So don't touch those. So now we're going to go to the light flesh, 132. And we're going to go over most of the skin. Smoosh it out a little bit more. I'm not going to touch her knees because I want to have a highlight there. And I also want to highlight on her shins, whatever you call them. So like this. So that's enough color. Let's move it up a little bit. Let's do the same on her arms. So I'm gonna cover in this bit. Keep a highlight. And then on her face, you don't want to touch her forehead. You don't want to touch the eyes too much. Don't touch the nose and leave this part also white. So I'm going to go over the left, go over the right, do a little bit like a circular shape, really lightly around the chin. Move a little bit closer to the nose on both sides. You see, really lightly. Then go left of the nose, up, right of the nose, up, a little bit above the nose, left and right. Then go around the eye shape and make a light circle here, like so, half a circle, and that should do it. Maybe a little smidge more on the left and the right. But yeah, it's really light shading. Like I want some more color on her mouth and her eye. So I'm gonna take the red 121 Peelgranim Lick for her mouth, even though it's not red on the picture. Come on, focus. It's not focusing. There we go. The tricks. Okay, let's do the stripe of her mouth. A little bit there. That's already enough. Okay, let's darken up the darkest bit of her blush. Just because we can. And we're switching to the black. But I need to sharpen this one. I can't do that with this one. So let's take the other one and sharpen that one. I'll be right back. Alright, I got a dark sharpened pencil. And I'm gonna really carefully go over her eyelashes. To darken them up. And we need a little bit more, I think, on the left and the right. Yes. Just a tiny smidge more. Do I like that? I do. Okay, let's not touch it again then. That's good enough then. Alright, what else didn't we do? We didn't do her socks, but I don't think I would even want to touch it. Because I think it looks fine the way it is. So let's zoom you out and see what it looks like. Like so. Let's take away the ugly paper. Let me see. Let me pull it up a little bit. Because now you can, like when it's flat, it has this shine. But when I pull it up, you can really see what we've done. I really like it. I'm happy with the result. So let me pull it up closely. Slowly, I mean. So you can see everything. I think now you can actually see the light beams that I made. And I don't dislike them. But I think it's fine the way it is. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here. I decided to keep it light in the background because I think it's the same with the rocks. It has a bit of a faded look to it. And I like it. It is in balance with the rest of the picture. And that's what I like about it. So yeah, we're going to leave it here. So I hope you enjoyed it. Oh boy, this was tougher than I thought it would be. Because I didn't remember how long it took me for the last page. But we did it. It's done. And I do like the result. So next time I go color by myself, I will use the Holbein. And hopefully you will see it in a completed pages video. But for now, I'm going to say bye-bye. And hopefully till the next time. So thank you so much for watching. And until my next video. Bye-bye.